I have a growing suspicion that people actually love drama. Or now that I think about it, maybe they don't love it in like traditional sense where they actually desire it. But I feel like during their lives at a certain point, it's just you get so accustomed to drama you cannot like live without it subconsciously. In the sense, like you don't necessarily like want it like the way I want like an ice cream cone, let's say, but it's like something is missing, something is lacking, and that I can see with myself as well. Not necessarily with drama, but more with like boredom. You know, like I don't know. I'm allergic to boredom. Genuinely, I just cannot be bored. I hate that shit. Like at all times, something has to play in the background. You know, I always have to be engaged in something. I always have to be doing something. I always have to be consuming information, watching. Otherwise, I feel like I am out of the loop. I feel like I am like missing out. But like on what? What exactly are you missing out on? I don't know. So, one of the ways to not never get bored is to get involved in all kinds of drama with other people. And uh, for myself, I started to actively avoid drama maybe like a year or so ago. And in the like, how do you avoid drama? Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So, drama is not like a separate concept which just emerges, right? It's being produced actively by two or more people, right? So, sadly, the thing that nobody wants to hear is that the only way to avoid drama is to avoid people who create that drama. And the problem is, it's not as easy as it sounds. And if you will really cut off almost, or like say, all the people who are producing drama in your daily life, you'll quickly realize that like it's kind of lonely out there, you know, because not everyone will be able to kind of meet you now at the depth that you have, like let's say, set your boundary to. Let's call it that, because if you really think about it, like average life is just that. It's constant drama. Like you live, you do work, you eat food, and you're always engaged in some kind of bullshit. That's what I see personally. Like you're always holding a grudge. You're always mad at someone. Not like actively, you know, but like it's always running in the background. You're always mad or upset or like something is happening between you and other people. I mean, which is like literally what society is. Yes, okay, but like hear me out. In the sense that we cannot all just like coexist peacefully. It's just not happening. It's just not in any frame of reference. So all we do is constantly like headbutt each other, metaphorically. And if you will, I mean, of course, there are like gradations. Some people are like terrible drama people who only do drama. Some people are better, in the sense that they do less drama. But it will always be there as long as you are like dealing with humans, I think. But anyway, I'm talking about like really, really drama-ridden people. And the funniest part is that if you kind of gain that realization that like, oh shit, this person is kind of creating drama, and even if they're not creating drama by their own hands, the fact that they are not being able to do anything with that, like let's say cut off someone, you know, if you realize that about yourself, now when you look at other people, you cannot even help them really, because people are addicted to drama. I don't know if I'm like conveying this thought or idea clearly, but it's like the moment you realize that you don't want drama in your life, you start to cut people off. Not like completely like blocked, but you know, like less engagement and yada yada stuff like that. And then you will realize that majority of your circle is that, right? And you were fine with that before, but now since you get a realization that like, oh my god, I don't want drama. I'm really tired of it, like emotionally. I'm really tired of being dragged into something, always being engaged with some bullshit, trying to manage myself, trying to manage other people's expectations, like unhealthy, like whatever, attachment stuff and stuff like that. You will start to quickly realize that like the only way to avoid that is to pull yourself out of it. You cannot actually change other people because people just cannot be changed, right? Some guy said, I'm not sure, maybe Socrates or some guy like that. He said, like, if you are trying to change other people, see how hard it is to change yourself. And it's really like the case, genuinely, literally. Because there's just no fucking way you can just sit everyone down and explain, hey guys, why are you constantly fighting? They don't even know why they're fighting. It's just the thing that they do, you know? It's almost like like I don't know, like a factory setting. And in defense of those people, which is like the majority of the world, I mean everyone, okay, let's call it everyone. There's just different gradations. In defense of us as humans, I don't believe that we choose it. I feel like drama comes from the mix of like egoism and maybe also unwillingness to look at other people's perspectives, which is, I think, maybe they can be interchangeable, but like in the first case, it is genuinely you want good things for yourself, and then the second one, you actively pull away from others people's perspectives due to them being not yours, hereby false, right? So the only way to avoid drama, as per my experience, is to genuinely pull away. And the moment you start pulling away, multiple things happen. Thing number one, you become increasingly lonelier, and that is like the bane of my existence personally. It is genuinely difficult. And I also live in this kind of environment where we do not have like a lot of people. So majority of people, like almost everyone, is always beefing with someone. So the moment you start pulling away, you almost have to avoid all the people because there is no fucking way you can only like be friends with them and not be friends with them. It's really difficult because then you'll be forced to like take sides. You know, it's really messy stuff. So if you want to avoid drama altogether, yes, sadly, you will have to cut like 95% of your social circle. I mean, maybe less, maybe more or something. And then you'll realize quickly that it's like, yes, I won, but at what cost, right? Yes, my life is peaceful, but it's a little too peaceful now. Where, now what? Like, what do I have to do? Because gossiping is really fucking fun, right? We always, like, talk shit on gossiping and stuff like that. But, like, why people do it? Because it's fun, right? It's cool. Like, gossiping is really fucking cool because you talk shit about other people, right? How cool is that? You know? But it's also... like, how do I say? Like, it's also blindsiding you because you think you are, like, doing something, but if anything, you're doing nothing, really. And the funniest part is that the person who you are gossiping with, hear me out, the person who you are gossiping with, they're gonna gossip about you too. That's the craziest realization I've had so far, you know? Because, like, if people are capable of doing such kind of things, it's like, you know, it's almost like dating someone who cheated on their, whatever, a significant other, right? Like you broke a marriage or you broke whatever, you know? Like, if they cheated on their partner with you, what makes you think that they're not going to cheat on you with someone else, right? So it's like, if a person is capable of that action, what stops them from repeating that action again, right? So be careful is all, you know? Like, I like to talk shit personally. Like, whatever you see here is pretty much the way I am in real life, maybe even more unhinged. So I love talking shit, just absolutely love it. I do like to talk it in a skilled based manner, where it's like, if you did something that's being that's like that requires be talked shit about. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, like, I don't just talk shit. I do it like respectfully, in the sense like, you did something, then I didn't like it, and then I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, so yeah, so like, the person who you're going to gossip with, be ready that whatever you say will be used against you. That's just the way it is. Okay, that's just how it runs, and this is just how it goes. So just don't be like, oh my god, I trusted you. Like, trusted who exactly? You chose to gossip, right? What you said, nobody pulled out of your mouth, right? How come you're now like so like, oh wow, you're leaking my secrets, dude? Like, you are literally to each other. You're leaking everyone's secrets. What makes you think that they are not going to do the same to you, right? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I wanted to say something else. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.